Hi everyone, this is Arpad from the YouTube channel Starpath Academy. And today we're going to talk about Bretton Woods 2.0 with gold. This is a question from my Telegram channel. We're at question number 8 from 500 that I'm planning to answer. And Rob asks, do you think hyperinflation will come before or after Bretton Woods 2.0/gold revaluation? IMO, hyperinflation is the end game after the system completely collapses, but gold reserves revaluation can postpone hyperinflation and buy time. European countries seem to be preparing now, sinking their gold reserves to equal of 4% of their GDPs. After revaluation, they will be able to pay off their debts. So my humble opinion is very different than all the experts and everyone else, even with people who I tend to agree on most of things, because my belief is nobody wants, as in no sovereign state, no sovereign country wants their currency to be gold and silver. Because why would you want to have an actual gold and silver currency if you can just use paper? And I'm serious about this, because that means that, and you have to understand, you really have to understand what I'm going to say next, is that paper can be produced easily, whereas gold is hard money. So you don't want to give it away, and you don't want anyone else who was actually you're selling goods to and you're purchasing goods from to be transacting with hard money, because that means you need to keep your promises. And no country with their current leadership wants to do that. No country, right? And that doesn't mean that they're not going to be forced. My opinion is that it's not going to be something that individual countries want to do. Why would they? If they can just issue endless paper, it's a much better system for them, because they can get away without exporting anything. I'm talking about mostly Western countries who are quote unquote so stable that countries with actual assets want to have their debts. So if there's a African country that has been duped, forced, or had a coup, or you name it, into the point where they must for some reason hold European euros or American dollars as a backup so they can trade with us, right? They would like to have some gold. They would like that the US dollar has gold backing. But for us, we don't want that, right? Because that means we actually have to produce goods and services for them to trade back, so we equal the balance. So gold and silver and hard money forces countries to balance their checkbooks, right? And with current leadership, any country doesn't want that for themselves. They want it for other countries. The thing is that Bretton Woods 2.0 with gold, as you named it, which is not going to be Bretton Woods, but the new gold system will be forced onto people, because the countries will no longer trust each other. So for example, if there's a big huge war, right, the war ends and so on, then after that, if the countries don't trust each other, then they're going to have an agreement to force each other to gold and silver, especially gold when it comes to countries, so they can measure value against value and balance the books eventually. And they're not going to let the other counterpart to mess up the balance. So basically, it's with countries that they don't trust each other. If there's a global homo big system that is ruling over many countries, then they don't want gold either. Gold is honest money and for honest countries. But if we're all being kind of led by this big squid that the tentacles go deep into the central banks of many countries, they will not want a gold Bretton Woods. They will not want that. They're going to be forced to do that once some type of calamity happens, once hyperinflation happens, and so on. I don't think that if we would have a gold back something, then it's either going to be a revaluation where gold is going to be instantly revalued, just like how it happened in the United States, and they're going to probably revalue gold at like $45,000 or something like that. And they're just going to say, that's it. But what did the US do before that? They forced you to give their gold, right? Private ownership was banned. So that's why I don't keep gold and silver in the jurisdiction that I'm in. So anyway, what I'm saying is that they're going to be forced to do it, and they're going to do it most likely because a major calamity will happen. Now that's either going to be a major deflationary effect that they're going to be, that is, we're stuck with. I don't think so, because it's easy to hyperinflate the currency to get out of a deflationary crash. And with the deflationary crash, you're not necessarily going to go bust if you have a bunch of debt. So if countries have a bunch of debt, they are afraid of deflation, and they actually like inflation. That is why the Fed wants to generate a constant rate, not too much, so you don't get scared, then you no longer work, and you're waking up from your slavery slumber. But they do want to have some type of level of constant inflation, because that allows them to print more value and rob the purchasing power out of your pocket. So what I'm saying is they're going to be forced to that new system. So something like a hyperinflation needs to happen before, because if not, why would they do that? So I don't think it's going to buy time. I think they're probably, if they're evil, they will probably just want to go ahead with the big reset that they've been talking about. Right now, there's a silver lining here, is that the states in the United States, right, are waking up, and more sound money, sound currency movements are popping up. I just read that hopefully that Ron Paul will be one of the financial advisors for the Trump administration. I don't know, I just read that in a comment. If that happens, then we're probably going to be doing somewhat okay as a country. However, there are things already in motion. The train is too big to stop, and you can't grind it halt. So just prepare for yourself and don't look for saviors, is what I'm saying. But what I'm proposing is that get involved with sound money, I would say, movements in your states, and spread the word, because states do have some power, and we can fix this on a very local level. And it starts with you trading silver with the Amish, if they accept it, or you trading silver between your friends, and that that's how it starts. Especially as soon as it's legal tender in your state, then you're gonna have even more options. Now, just know that it's not necessarily worthwhile for you, and you're probably gonna have the raw end of the deal if you're trading away something that is probably going to go up in value eventually in the long term, although the short term might be different for now. What I'm saying is you have to do it out of principle, but not to the point that you're going bust and you're actually not doing great. However, the solution is there, and I think it's through states and through pushing the political system, the over-thin window, more and more to the point where people are waking up and they know what sound money is, to the point where currency and money are completely different things in the minds of the people. So it starts with you. All right, and make sure you follow and comment below, because we do need to feed the algorithm in order for these videos to have more views, so we can have more people in our community and have more knowledge and share more knowledge on Telegram. and probably in the comment section as well. All right, guys, talk to you next time.